Okay, so those are some pretty crazy allegations. Like, most of everything can be verified. This is kind of like an addendum, so I'm just gonna keep adding more, like examples of what's happened and kind of expanding on what I've said so far. So I should probably start off by saying some mistakes that I said. I said I was 1% Jewish. That is not correct. I am 0.2% Jewish, and 23andMe says that between 1710 and the 1800s, one of my ancestors was Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm not saying that right, but anyways. So that was incorrect. And yeah, I quickly looked at my DNA report. And what else? Yes, I was mostly French, and then British, and I think I forgot to mention German. And yes, and I also went on a sidetrack with Brahms' Lullaby. What I was trying to talk about there was how my computer was hacked. And yeah, and let's recap that someone broke into my house and they knew that I had just cleaned up the house and mopped the floor, and that I was leaving the house, and then they left this 30mm zinc nail and a nut on it with a hair that was all black and gunked up. It would look, I thought it looked like my ex-wife's hair. And then I left the house and they broke back into the house. Like, there was no trace of them breaking in, and the door was locked, like, when I got back in. So they knew how to pick the lock or whatever and get in unnoticed. But they left this, and then I left, and when I came back, the hair was gone. I have pictures of the hair, but I mean, like, I don't know. Someone might be like, oh, like, you could be lying. I could be lying about this. My family wouldn't think, like, if you ask any of my friends or my family, they would say, like, I'm not lying about it. My parents were like, oh, well, maybe you were, like, wearing your work boots and this nail came. I wasn't working at the time, so that's kind of ridiculous. And, like, how would the nuts stay on it? And why would there be a black hair connected to it that's all gunked up or whatever? And then some people might think, like, oh, like, I blacked out, went to Home Depot, found a rusted zinc nail. Like, I don't know where you get a zinc nail. And a nut you could get somewhere. And then grabbed a hair and kinked it up and I don't know what was on the hair. It was, like, gunked up. Like, I can show the picture in the next video maybe. But yeah, so I like, and then I planted it in the room. Like, I had my daughter was at the house. I was cleaning up, and my ex-wife came to the door upstairs, and I went up there, and then I came back down, and then I was gonna go to get something to eat. I think I went to Subway maybe, and went to Subway, ate, came back, and yeah, this, like, nut and the nail with the hair were, like, right in the middle of my floor. I want to show you my floor, but I'm moving, so things are kind of all messed up or whatever. Whatever, shut up. Like, right in the middle of that floor. And normally nothing's in the middle of that floor. Like, and it was like square in the middle of the floor. You know, and I just swept and mopped the whole apartment. Yeah. So that was kind of weird. Like that's what really broke my denial, that of thinking like, because I was like, are these coincidences, like, are they significant? Like, am I just really good at like noticing coincidences? And also like psychiatrists who are screening for like bipolar disorder will ask you if you've been experiencing a larger amount of coincidences. And if you say yes, they're like, you're bipolar. Like it's that easy. And like you can literally go into, you know, emergency or whatever, and you just have to show like 2 symptoms of having a manic episode, and like the doctor can hold you in there for like a month. You can try to fight it, but the thing is if you fight it, well, that's just another symptom of being manic. Argumentative. There's one symptom. Talking too fast. That's another one. What happens when someone takes away your rights? Like you're incarcerated because someone accuses you of being manic. Like, and all they need is, oh, you're talking too much. You're argumentative. You're experiencing coincidences. Scattered thoughts. I should pull it up. My apologies. You know, I'll just keep this going. I'll amend that in the next video. Or sorry, I'm just adding on. So, like, yeah, there's some other coincidences that I didn't quite mention. So what I think this is really, like, I don't have any magical powers, and I think that I think add and act technique is not specific, will not just only work for people who are bipolar. Like, yeah, but I think there may be people that it doesn't work on at all. It just seems to me as though, like, our society has been set up, you know, through entities like corporations, churches, like religions, like any institution really. And it's like, really, there's actually a large focus on minimizing creativity. And I believe that through singing and dancing and music, there's a way to fully engage the human being's creative potential, or engage more. And I believe it's being suppressed by the psychiatric industry, like knowingly or unknowingly. And like, you know, it's pretty far-fetched, but I can explain it. And I have many recordings of myself and my psychiatrist that I've seen over the years for manic episodes. 4 in total. No, 3. I'll give you all the facts on that later. Yeah, and I have like a recording of almost all of those interactions with psychiatrists. And you're dismissed, you're gaslit. You can't, like, the thing is that, like, one time I was put into the psych ward because essentially my sister was like, I told her I made a recording, like I've done hundreds of times on SoundCloud. And she was like, "Oh, Dana's making recordings again. He must be manic." Because, like, I was in the hospital because I was making recordings, like, actually. And people were like, they're, my doctor just assumes they're not good recordings. She hasn't listened to them, but she's like, this guy it says here in my file that at one point he was bipolar, so he is therefore bipolar until the end of time. And will be taking medication that will essentially subdue him. It's lithium. It's like you're gonna take a bunch of extra salt like all day, all the time, like I don't know, 900 milligrams, like 1100 milligrams, 1500 milligrams. Like, it's crazy. Like, it kills your liver. It essentially kills you, and you become a target because your hands are shaking. Like, you're disabled. People people you work with are like, either they're gonna assume, they're like, is this person on drugs? Right? Is he going through withdrawal? They ask. Sometimes people ask, and you're like, yeah, I'm on medication. It's like, well, what are you on medication for? Well, I'm not telling you because it's horrible, and you will hate me if you find out what medication it is. Like, that's the whole thing. It's to isolate people who are creative, and you can go into any psych ward, and it's like musicians, dancers galore. It's like, who isn't a musician here? And some exceptionally, like, talented musicians. It's crazy. And most interesting people. And yeah, like, they turn to drugs or whatever. But it's like, our system, it's disguised to help us. And it does to an extent. But it's really actually mostly to suppress creativity and people's, and the dance industry and the music industry, like, everything. Like, and once we start understanding our body mechanics and how it operates with, like, electromagnetism, like, it's just going to take us to the next level. And I don't even know what the next level is, because honestly, like, doing these exercises with this kind of understanding of our biological evolution and how we're disconnected to, like, our tribal instincts, and it's everywhere. And like tribes in the Amazon, or even, they're being suppressed too. They're being isolated. Like, they don't understand these secrets. It was not shared to them. They had not discovered it, and human beings have just naturally been afraid of creativity and the unknown. And that's why we've created religion, because we were afraid of what we didn't understand. And, maybe we thought of, like, mental illness as, like, the devil or Satan or whatever. And we're misunderstood the power of it and the power of our minds to, like, control consciousness and alter consciousness. And, like, I don't even know the power of it collectively, but if you do these exercises, these singing and dancing exercises, and kind of understand, like, how every style and technique has been, like, disconnected and separated, to divide us, like, and to divide our soul, like, divide us from our soul, like that human connection to, like, the earth, the electromagnetic field, like electromagnetic waves. So, like, someone who does physics can explain this better, but I Googled, like, what is the equation E equals mc squared, the theory of relativity, like, what it was, its purpose. And I believe it said somewhere, I'll have to fact check this later, It said like it was the purpose of the equation was to measure electromagnetic waves. So like the relative motion of electromagnetic waves, right? So that's what this is. It's like the electromagnetic waves of the earth, like how they hit the pyramid, perhaps created an electrical generator out of the pyramids, right? Because the pyramids actually had these crazy aquifers underneath, and so there was a lot of water flow, and they think that they used like all those tunnels and channels and chambers to create electricity, because like watch the Pyramid Code. That's the best. That's the best explanation I've heard of it. It was a Netflix special. This like archaeologist or something from the University of Calgary has this theory, and it's a really great documentary. But yeah, like there's tunnels that are like the inside of it are like conductors, and then there's a layer of insulator on the outside, and like the materials that they used on the floor, like like they all had like insulating or conducting properties. Like it seemed kind of like a generator. So anyways, the human body is like a generator, and this is the theory of relativity applied, because by moving to music, so tribally we like, and I think this is just like a suppressed understanding, because of the fear of not understanding it. So yeah, we potentially could have been beatboxing or drumming on our chest to keep pulse and rhythm while we were running all together, because like I said, like this is a very important point. Like humans are ultra marathon runners, and like, sorry, I got the amount. I know ultra marathon races are like 100, can be 150 kilometers, can be more than that. I think they say like I think it takes maybe 3 days to do a 150 kilometer marathon. But I actually think like if athletes applied these concepts, we could make that bigger. And I think there's a hidden history of what humans could have potentially been doing 200,000 years ago, and that could have been lost. Like there could have been a breakaway society that kept these secrets to their advantage and created really advanced technology. I mean, the options are really limited because the universe is infinite, so there could be infinite possibilities. The thing with this creative exercise, like these exercises that stimulate creativity, is that like it really expands your imagination, and it therefore like fosters an environment for like creative implementation, and like for infinite numbers of inventions. Like you're gonna start seeing how like we're very limited by our mind, but we have the potential to be very unlimited with our minds. And but really, like, no man is an island, and many have tried to keep this secret to themselves, but it's really like the Lord of the Rings, and I believe that's what actually, this is what the Lord of the Rings is actually about. I'm Frodo. I'm like, instead of throwing the ring into the Mount Mordor, which is what they wanted you to do if you stumble upon the secret, throw it away, kill yourself, or become greedy yourself and keep it a secret, like Gollum hiding in a cave, going out and stealing whatever he wants. You know, but there's a third option. Okay, like, I'm Oprah Winfrey, motherfuckers. You get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring. So that's really what this is all about. And Dana that's my name, Dana Warren Sharp. Warren is a rabbit's hole, D sharp. The magic flute is in the key of E flat. It's the same key. The Freemasons adore E flat. They think it has magical properties. So Mozart wrote in E flat a lot. And D sharp is the exact same key. Okay. And the Freemasons are addicted with the number 3. I have 3 sisters. There's 3 ladies in the magic flute. You know, I feel as though Tamino, my ex-wife, has been stolen away by a cult. And she's holding my daughter hostage. You know, and my ex-wife is the queen of the night. And, you know, my 2 sisters and my mother are the 3 ladies. And, you know, my one sister phoned the cops because I put a song on the internet. You know, so that's like the lock on Papageno's mouth, you know. Right? So we're playing out the magic flute here, and my magic flute is my voice, right? It's supposed to like enchant everyone. So I actually need to work on my voice. I haven't been practicing at all, really. I've been kind of just practicing falsetto. So I'm gonna like just keep adding on to this video, like technique, and do some dancing. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make amendments to things that I said before, and expand on certain things. And I probably went on several tangents. So yes, and also Papageno was given the glockenspiel, or the magic bells, or yeah. Klingen, klingen, da, 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 da. I'm getting to the point of the hacking. So, wow, that took a while. So, yes. Like somehow I made this Brahms lullaby recording in GarageBand. There are 2 tracks. And there's just a cappella. I made the first, the bass line, and then I made the top line or whatever, and I put it on my SoundCloud account. And then one day I was listening to it like really loud. I was like, holy shit, there's glockenspiel in the background. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So then I went back into GarageBand, and yeah, there was no glockenspiel track. And it's like super quiet, like very hard to hear, but it's there. And someone's just playing Brahms Lullaby on glockenspiel. But it's in both tracks, and it's super quiet. They did some other strange things with my microphone. My microphone would just kind of cut out when I was like doing something that was kind of stupid, not a really great for recording, like, and the microphone cut out, and it was just cutting out in these things, like I was doing a lot of noises and stuff in the recording, and like it was like someone was almost trying to, in real time, like edit it out, like delete it. It was crazy. And like I have those recordings, and I can put those on SoundCloud too, I guess. But you can just hear the DAW just cuts out. So I was like, this is crazy, because I was pretty sure my computer had been hacked, because one day at work, the guys were talking about Sorry, this was in 2024, in December. The guys were talking about their passwords and how important they were, and like how people, if you get into your Gmail, you like people can actually just see like where you're driving all the time, like everything. And I was like, and then he was like, and then I was like, my password's not great, and my ex-wife probably knows it. So at break, I went out and I went to change my password, and I was like, looking at it, someone logged into my MacBook like 5 minutes after I left for work. And then so I changed. It's like I wasn't home, and I never check my MacBook in the morning. Like I've never done that in my entire life. Like open my computer in the morning before I go to work. I don't do that. So then I changed my password, and then I go back in or look at activity, and it's like some unknown iPhone just logged in. I was like, what? So then I would like make a huge, like 15 character long password and change it, and then go back like 5 minutes later, some unknown iPhone logs into my Gmail. I'm like, so I did that 3 times, and then I was like, oh, whatever. I guess this person really knows how to hack. But they're not stealing money, so obviously, like, what are they, friends? Or are they trying to make me feel like I'm crazy? Yeah, and then I have a whole list. Like, I'll go through the list maybe if it's important. I don't know. Of like all the things that they were doing that was like someone's hacking into my computer and doing a bunch of weird shit. One other thing that I wanted to mention was like, so that's a pretty crazy accusation to be like, oh, I think my ex-wife is in a cult. I don't really have solid evidence that she's in a cult, like, but there's these weird coincidences that almost makes me think like, is my ex-wife in a cult? So one of her mentors lives on the end of 33 Range Road, south of Highway 1. And then the first electrical company that I worked for, my boss, his daughter was like best friends with my ex-wife. So that's how I got the first job into electrical. So it was like my ex-wife is my handler. So I don't know this, but I don't know, because she hasn't been like, yes, I'm your handler. Like, or like seriously, this is like some next level shit, like next level espionage. Like, I would hire a $25,000 an hour investigator to like prove that I'm not bipolar and my ex-wife's in a cult. Like, it actually, but the craziest thing is that like by doing these exercises, like, it's almost like your imagination is like creating infinite kind of possibilities for you in your mind that could actually be potentially real. So it's almost like that's why it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Like, it could kill you, like, knowing this by yourself, or in keeping it secret, or keeping parts of it secret and not explaining everything. Like, it'll fuck you up. Like, it's a system that's bound to fail, and it has failed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands, maybe thousands of times on Earth with humans. Like, I'm guaranteeing it. Like, that's why, like, the Earth is an organism created me. I'm pretty sure that's what is happening here. Either the Earth or extraterrestrials or some secret society, breakaway secret society that's like more advanced than ours, that are ancient ancestors, maybe living under the ocean. I don't know. That's what it kind of seems like, or we're just in a simulation. And like for some reason, I get to play Jesus because I'm Tina, right? Did I explain the glockenspiel good? Oh yeah. So also, and then her uncle lives on the same road. It's actually Lochend Road, but it's right beside 33 Range Road, like right beside it. But then my ex-wife's uncle's house is also like on Lochend Road, but like their property, like 33 Range Road, like the where their property boundaries used to be when it was like their grandfather's or my ex-wife's grandfather. Like that's where 33 Range Road ends. And then so my ex-wife's like billionaire uncle, he used to have a house in Mount Royal that was basically right at the end of 33 33rd Avenue. Basically right at the end of it. But the weird thing is that people don't know this, and this isn't like not documented. But Richmond Road, my mom told me yesterday because I was asking her about Richmond Road because I thought she had mentioned something before, and she was like, "Oh, it's named after your great great grandmother." Maybe she meant great 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 grandmother. I don't know, but apparently, like, she did a lot of volunteering or something for the Army or the Air Force. I don't know. So like that kind of, that's why I was like almost brainstorming. I was like, oh well, maybe it's because like they're trying to manipulate the bloodline. But then I'm like, well, maybe they're good guys. Maybe they're just making this all happen. Maybe my ex-wife has to be a bitch to me to save the world. Like maybe she knows exactly what's going on and she's using my child. Like, I don't know. Like the crazy thing is like, this is your imagination. Like this is what these exercises do to you. It opens up the possibilities. But like, you might think this is like horrifying and frightening. Like, but it doesn't have to be. But also, you become so creative that you can come up with positive, like, creative possibilities. Like, the best of all possible worlds. Okay. I did not sing that correctly. I'm hoping to I'll give you some vocal demonstrations as well. But basically, we're just really trying to use all of our voice. And, part of the issue with opera is, opera singers don't quite use all of their voice. They're always trying to sing as like over the orchestra, like, but some of the better singers, yeah, they know how to use all of their voice, and, singing like light head voice or falsetto, whatever you want to call it, like you can't just be belting out your top notes all the time. You can't be belting out your chest voice all the time. Like you want to create like bel canto. Like this is the lost like form of technique of singing, and bel canto just means beautiful singing. But and yes, chiaroscuro, like light and dark. But we've kind of forgotten about the light, and we've oppressed people. We've oppressed like 50% of the male singing population. Most of our music that we listen to, except for opera, is people singing in the upper register for tenor. So you're disconnecting 50% of the population, a lot of men, don't want to be singing down the octave to Justin Timberlake, okay? Like the majority of men are singing in head voice or falsetto or whatever the heck you want to call it up there. And a lot of them are light voices, and light voices are very easy to develop. That's why you have so many sopranos. And that's why so many girls can sing like Christina Aguilera. How many boys can sing like Justin Timberlake? Not as many as there are girls that can sing like Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake isn't even like that. I mean, he's good, but yeah. So you see this in opera, and it's like, they're like, oh, we have a shortage of basses and we have a shortage of tenors. They really do. Of good basses and good tenors. They obscenely do. And it's actually a pretty easy industry to get into if you can just learn how to sing loud as fuck. Right? Using resonance. And act a little and sing in tune. But it's missing. And I'll tell you why. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to teach a bunch of men how to connect their voice or develop their upper register. And, they've homoeroticized opera. There's just so many gay men in opera. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so, they don't really want men to be that interested in opera. And, everyone, society, emasculates it. That's what Timothee Chalamet is doing. It's like, oh, it's stupid. No. That's not emasculating. Not at all. But anyways, it's literally designed that way. They don't even know. And dance, they try to over-sexualize it. It comes to dancing is a meat market. That's what it is. And then you have weddings, and it's like, okay, once whatever. Whatever. Weddings are so expensive. It's like we're literally having weddings just so we can have dance parties that aren't over-sexualized. Literally. That's how desperate we are for dancing. Spending $100,000, $200,000, $1 million on a wedding so you can have a dance party, and a good meal with some friends. Just want to go over this. Yeah. Yeah, really weird coincidences and things with technology too, in a sense. I think we're probably... This is a good video. 38 minutes, whatever. I'm feeling it.